Hi, I'm Becca. Welcome to my video series, Everyday English Every Day. Today, we're going to talk about learning tools. Actually, we're going to focus on one learning tool. We're going to talk about mind maps. Do you use mind maps? We'll show you some examples in a little while. First, I'll let you know what they are. But remember, it's important to be consistent with your learning. So find at least 10 minutes a day to practice. Okay, so mind maps are a type of diagram used to represent ideas and concepts connected to a subject using a graphical layout. So for example, these circles, these ovals, this is a graphical layout. Now, when you're making a mind map, remember the idea of KISS. Keep it super simple. Okay, it doesn't need to be elaborate and crazy, right? This is just a way for you to organize your ideas and to help that flow of information go on in your brain. Now, mind maps are used to show relationships among pieces of the whole. So if I have one subject, the different pieces of that subject, the different parts of a subject. It's used to brainstorm thoughts. When I brainstorm, I'm giving lots of information out. I'm thinking up ideas quickly, right? So I'm getting out information. Mind maps are used to visually organize ideas, okay, for all those visual learners, especially out there. And they help with analysis and recall. So when you analyze something, you're really thinking it through. And recall refers to remembering something. Okay, so when you make a mind map, remember, use colors. Find different color markers, pens, colored pencils, right? Colors help you remember things more, right? They help categorize things. Use pictures. Again, pictures help things stay in your memory, right? You're putting words to images and you're getting more retention sometimes. There's no wrong way to make a mind map. So if you don't use pictures, you're not wrong. If you don't use colors, that's okay. Now we can create them by hand on a piece of paper or on the computer. I'll show you both examples. And for them to be effective, you really need to review them often. So you're using them as a study tool. All right, so I'm going to show you some examples. This first one is one that I made. It's not very pretty. I don't have very good handwriting, but I really found it helpful when I was making this about this activity because it just really helped me kind of focus ideas and I felt my ideas flowing. And that's what we want, right? So what kind of goals do you have, right? This was about setting goals. And the main points were setting goals, working hard, and then accomplishing those goals. So I wrote down some of my goals, right, for Spanish and why they're important, right? What makes them meaningful and exciting, because we're not going to do things if they're not meaningful and exciting, right? And then, some of the vocabulary from the lesson I was writing down day in, day out. It means every day. Just some ideas about working hard. When you work hard, it's usually because we think it's worth it, right? It's something that even though it's a lot of work, we get some kind of benefit in the end. So we need to keep going. So just really all of those ideas going through your head, put them down on the paper. I have another student here, a learner, who sent me some of her mind maps, and I love them. She has lots of information, lots of vocabulary and phrases, and explanations, right? She uses colors to keep things separated, and it's really just a good way for her to get out all of the ideas in her head and put the ideas from the video she's watching onto paper, right? They all look very similar, right? Her mind maps, but they're great. I love them, right? I think she does a nice job organizing her thoughts. Now, I have another learner who uses the computer to make his. Love it, right? Very organized, very easy to read. Now, he's creating his own online course, so this is the information he wants to include in it. So he doesn't just use mind maps for English learning, he uses them in all areas of his life, right? How to learn a new language. What are the different things he does, right? If you're struggling to find a good way to practice English, well, think it through like this. Take this example of this mind map and kind of figure out where you're going. They're used to help guide you towards success. Right? He also did English tenses, like verb tenses. Right? He has some Polish, he has some English, right? He has examples. It's great. You can use any language you want. If you want to mix English in your language, perfect. Right? Remember, there's no wrong way. This is your study guide. This is something that helps you to learn. This was one of my learners' first mind maps, and he was like, I don't think I did it right. Is this okay? And I was like, oh my gosh, it's awesome. Look at all this information. You're talking about a house. He has feelings represented to the house, right? Different shapes, different places, right? Lots of information. He did an awesome job making his first mind map. After you have your mind map, use it as a guide to help you start speaking fluently, right? Maybe I say, I could have a house in a city, but there's a lot of traffic. I prefer it to be calmer, so maybe I want to live in the village because it's peaceful. I love the sound of the river flowing. Maybe I want to live by the river. But what happens if there's a flood? That could cause problems and it might not be too safe. So maybe it's better to live in the mountains. Okay, so it's a way for you to take your ideas and go and use them to hopefully, start flowing in your speech too. Now, Aggie from Vagaru created an awesome video on YouTube about mind maps, and she uses lots of drawings in hers. She makes such cute little drawings, right? I'm not a drawer, right? I don't draw that well, so I don't usually make them or add drawings in my mind map, but they're very helpful. Okay, so it's a way that we can look at things, right? We're not necessarily writing sentences, we're writing ideas or words. It's using a different part of our brain. It helps us take action, right? We're doing something with the language, therefore we're retaining, we're keeping more information in our brain. It helps connect pieces of the puzzle. Maybe I start talking about something and I start remembering what I studied last week, and I start writing about that and adding that in. I'm connecting all these pieces of information, right? The colors helps keep it organized. It helps the different left and right sides of our brain organize things. And really, the meaning of mind maps, the reason we make them is to see the big picture, right? It helps us kind of get an overview of everything we're talking about. All right, guys, so I want you guys to start making your own mind maps. If you like my video, give me a like and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos on Mondays, and feel free to comment below or ask questions, okay? Feel free to add your mind maps to the comments, okay? Add a picture. I would love to see your mind map. Or tell me what you think about them. Could they be helpful for you? Do you plan on using them? So if you want any more information, feel free to contact me. Ya estamos abiertos para los hispanohablantes, una plataforma que se llama Vagaru. Le damos todo lo que necesita para hablar inglés, ¿verdad? Para practicar. Entonces, si quiere aprender más, vaya a vagaru.com, barra inclinada, barra inclinada. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. And make those mind maps, right? Help connect those thoughts. Get those ideas flowing. Keep practicing, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.